here. All right, shalom, shalom. And welcome to Just a Word. I want to say welcome to my listeners on Righteousness Radio. I want to thank you for listening to us, listening to whatever is laid on our hearts each week. And I want to ask the Most High's Barakah on your radio, as we ask the same for the words that's going out from our people all over. All right, I am here live. I am with Etachan, my brother, and we will be looking into, are you eating foods sacrificed unto idols? Now, where does that come in? The most important thing is that in the New Testament, we were told in the New Testament that our body is the temple of the Most High. And if we defile the temple, the Most High is going to destroy us. And that is found in 1 Corinthians 3, verses 16 to 17. Read it, please.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahuwah, and that the Ruach of Eluah dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of Yahuwah, him shall Eluah destroy. For the temple of Yahuwah is Kadosh, which temple ye are.
All right, so you are the temple of the Most High, and his Ruach dwells in you. If any man defile the temple of the Most High will destroy him. Why? Because our temple is Kadosh. Our body is Kadosh, or holy. And that is the temple. So this is why it's important to understand or to know if we are eating foods sacrificed unto idols. So it says, if any man defile the temple of Eluah, him shall Eluah destroy. But the question is, how can we defile our temples? How can we defile our bodies? There are three main ways we can defile our bodies. We can add something malicious, something bad to it, or we can expose it to something bad. Yes? We can, for example, we can add food to it. Yes? Or we can expose it to chemicals that are unclean. We can rub lotion and soap on it that is made from defiled animals or defiled chemicals. Yeah? Or we can add food to it. Ask them to hold on then, Isaac. We are on the YouTube, please. Can you just hold it down a little, please? Yeah. So we can add to it, and we can add the things that we add to it. We can add things inside of it, or we can add things on the outside of it. We can bleach out our skins, rub off the surface of our skins. That's one. Or we can take away things from our bodies. So we can take off, bald our heads. The Most High says you must not make baldness upon your heads. He says you must not mar the corners of your beards. So we can defile our temple by doing those things. Now, the most important thing is what we put inside of it. What we put inside of it. So what we add to it, we can add different adornments to our bodies. Or we can add clothing that defile our bodies. In Deuteronomy 22:5, it tells us that the woman must not wear that which pertaineth to a man. But it is what we put inside of it is the easiest way to mar us. The easiest way to defile us is through food. That is why food was the first sin, because it is the easiest thing. We are made with a compelling, an appetite that compels us to do that which the body wants us to do. That is why the Most High gives us fasting, to let us have control over our bodies. Those of us who do not fast will have no self-control over our bodies. When it's time, when temptation comes for certain foods, we will not be able to stop it. It is only through fasting you know that, okay, you can see the most delicious food in the world and have no appetite for it because you have trained yourself that way. So food is the easiest way to defile our temple. And that is why it was the first sin. Let's go to Genesis 2:16 to 17. That is why the first command that the Most High gave man was about food. So the first command was about food, and the first disobedience, the first sin, was food. Genesis 2:16 to 17.
And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
And notice the penalty for transgressing this food command is death. Death is the penalty. All right. Now let's look. We just look at the first command. Let's look at the first sin. Genesis 3:1 to 7. Man, we have looked at this so many times. Yeah? We must know it by heart. Go ahead, please.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahuwah hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
First commandment, continue.
And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For Yahuwah doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be gods, knowing good and evil, as gods, knowing good and evil.
As Elohim.
Or as Elohim, knowing good and evil.
All right. So we have the first commandment. And all it took to transgress the first commandment is just a little encouragement. That's how food is. Just a little encouragement we want, and we will transgress. Continue.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruits thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Oh boy, I'm sorry. The Bible should be on. Sorry about that. What is this Bible? Oh, I'm so sorry about that, my people. It should be on the screen. Yes. Should be now. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, so we have three different variables at work when it comes to food. We have pride of life, lust of the flesh, and lust of the eyes. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, which is lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, lust of the eyes, and a tree desired to make one wise, which is pride of life, that was when she transgressed. Any one of those three will allow us to transgress. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, or the pride of life. And she did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now, this tree was a tree.
Eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
So they sewed fig leaves together. So they realized that they were naked, but they could not clothe themselves. When we are sinners, we cannot clothe ourselves. We cannot take ourselves out of sin. That is why we need Hamashiach. This is a similitude of Hamashiach, because they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. But in verse 21, the Most High had to come back and to give them proper clothing.
Unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahuwah Elohim make coats of skins and clothe them.
So they thought they could clothe themselves. They could not. Food blinded their eyes and they could not see. Now, we live in a world, yes? We live in the world of the Gentiles. You have to understand this. We live in the world of the Gentiles. The Gentiles rule the world, so we have to know who they are and what they do. The Gentiles or the nations love uncleanness. 1 Esdras 8, verse 69. The Gentiles love uncleanness. Go ahead, please. 1 Esdras 8, 69. These were the elders of Yashar speaking to Ezra. And this is what they said.
The nation of Yasharal, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the other nations to it.
Neither the pollutions of the other nations or the Gentiles. The Gentiles are unclean. Continue.
Of the
Canaanites. Oh, you said something different. Oh, yeah, say what it says then. I thought you made a mistake.
Okay. Of the Canaanites, the Chittim, Perizim, Yevusim, the Moavim, Mizraim, Edomim.
All right. So that's the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, and the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Edomites. Unclean. And we live in a world today. You notice that last one there is Edomite. We live in a world that is run by the Edomites. The Edomites dictate everything that we do, that we eat. Everything is dictated by the Edomites, run through the United States and Europe, Western Europe, their headquarters. These are the people who are determining the foods that we eat. Okay? So the way of the nations is total uncleanness. 1 Maccabees 1, 44 to 52. The way of the nations is uncleanness. 1 Maccabees 1. What did I say? 44 to 52.
For the king had sent Sepharim by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Yehud, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid ascending smoke offerings, and sacrifice, and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Shabbats and feast days.
All right, so this is the Edomite. This is the Edomite, Antiochus Epiphanes. And this was what they did. They are polluters. And they polluted our ways and came into our place and polluted our ways. Continue.
And pollute the sanctuary and Kadosh people.
They pollute the sanctuary and the holy people. This is the way of the Gentiles. This is the world that we live in today. And these people are polluting us and we do not know. Because we are blinded, sleeping. Wake up. Oh, Jacob, wake up. Continue.
Set up altars and Asherah poles and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts.
You see what the nations do? Sacrifice swine's flesh. And many of us are eating swine's flesh today and we don't know because they put swine's flesh in all types of products. They put swine's flesh in all types. They put swine's flesh in soaps, deodorants, shampoo, lotions, sweets, huh? Gummies, chewing gums, you name it. The things that women rub on their skin, those things, they put them in almost everything. And so we consume them because our body, the pores of our body, our skin is the biggest organ. And it absorbs much of what is put on it. So when you rub things on your skin absorbs it. And you do not know. Anyway, continue in 1 Maccabees. I think it's about 48.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
This is the way of the nations, people. They are trying to make our souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. But we do not know that it is abomination. We think about it as just, hey, oh, we're eating this and we're eating that. You don't realize that these people, we don't realize that these people are actually polluting us. Continue.
To the end they might forget the Torah and change all the ordinances.
That is their aim. Their aim, they are under the charge of Hasatan, and their aim, the radio is too loud, isn't it? Their aim is to get us to profane the law and the commandments of the Most High. That is their aim. All right? Continue.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Mm-hmm.
In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Yehud to sacrifice city by city.
Mm-hmm.
Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the Torah, and so they committed evils in the land.
And today, most of our people are gathered unto them because our people have taken on their culture, their lifestyle, their manner of everything. We go to their restaurants, we go to their polluted places, their cesspools where they put out their filth, their filthy restaurants. We go to them, we eat their filthy foods, and we are just blindly going around and say we are worshiping Yahuwah, not realizing that these people have tricked us into eating their polluted foods. So let's give a prime example of the pollutions of Babylon, because we know we live in Babylon's system. Daniel 1, verses 5 and 8. Daniel 1, verses 5 and 8.
And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
But, verse 8.
But Daniel proposed in his in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
All right. He might not do what? Defile himself. So eating Babylon's food, the king's meat, the best of Babylon's food, would be defiling Daniel who is set apart. Yes? So, we see the defilements of Babylon, the defilements of the nation. So, how does Babylon pollute us today? Go to 1 Corinthians 10:20. How do we eat foods sacrificed unto these idols today? 1 Corinthians 10:20.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to a lure. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
The things they sacrifice to devils and not to allure. So anything the Gentiles or the nations bring to us in sacrifice in honor of their gods is to devils. So how do we eat food sacrificed today unto idols today? Psalm 96 verse 5. We just read that the things which they sacrifice to devils and not to allure. Psalm 96 verse 5.
For all the allures of the nation are idols, but Yahuwah made the heavens.
All the Elohim of the nations are idols. Everything that they sacrifice, it is to idols. So, when you see Christianity coming and telling you what to eat, yes, it is to idols. When Christianity comes and tells you to keep Easter, and they are making cakes or whatever for Easter, it is to Ishtar, it is to idols. So people, every single thing that you got, and Christianity will come and tell you that it is okay to eat anything. Another trick again by Satan for you to be polluted. Understand this, my people. Until you get to know Yahuwah, you are going to be in pollution. No religion, no nothing will make you eat clean. None of them will make you eat clean until you come to Yahuwah, pick up his Torah, and find out what you should and should not eat. Because the laws that were given in the Torah are unique. They were given to the nation of Yasharal and none other. So, that is why in the book of Revelation, the Messiah spoke and about food sacrificed unto idols. Because the Apostle Shaul spoke some things about food sacrificed unto idols that would give people the impression that, hey, it's okay to eat food sacrificed unto idols. But the Messiah, twice in the book of Revelation chapter 2, he made strong reference to eating foods sacrificed unto idols. Revelation 2, verses 12 to 14.
And to the angel of the assembly in Pergamos write, These things saith he, which hath the sharp sword with two edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Yasharal, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication.
All right, to eat things sacrificed unto idols. No, he was referring to the assembly in Pergamos. And Pergamos, he says, in Turkey, is where the seat of Satan is. And he was complaining about food sacrificed unto food sacrificed unto idols. Now this we know, these 7 assemblies, they are for the end times. Because when he was speaking to the assembly in Thyatira, he went again and complained the same way about food sacrificed unto idol. Read verse 20 of Revelation 2, please.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Hold on. Man, I can't remember to change this thing. Oh, sorry about that. Too many things to concentrate on at once. All right. Read 20 again, please.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication,
And to eat things sacrificed unto idols. So we see it is very, very, very critical not to eat things sacrificed unto idols. But how many of us today are actually paying attention to this? How many of us? And you know, this week, we were, next time, it's not on, you remind me, all right? Yeah. This week and last week, we have been on food. Yesterday, we did food again. And the Most High seems to be telling us the importance of food. Food, because our people are being destroyed for lack of knowledge. Our people are just going around eating, because the Gentiles, the nations, Satan cannot reign in purity, in cleanness. He has to reign in uncleanness. Cleanness is the avenue of Yahuwah. Uncleanness is the avenue of Satan. As long as he keeps us in uncleanness, then he has us. But Yahuwah works in cleanness, in purity. So, Satan's aim is to make sure that our temples remain unclean. So he feeds us pollutions beyond that which we know. So what they have done with this world, yes? They have removed agriculture as the main way for us to earn. They give us jobs in offices and keep us away from the fields. Then now they do the pollution. And by them producing the food, they decide what you eat and they decide what they put inside our foods. So we are busy sitting in their offices working, ta-na-na, ta-na-na, and they are in the labs, adding, subtracting, multiplying. I say, okay, all right, we're going to give them this and we're going to give them that. And keep polluting us. And when we're ready to eat, we go to their restaurants and we go to the supermarket. Pollutions. But we don't care. Because when they are adding to their food, they make their food nice. Nice, so nice that it becomes addictive. And you want nothing natural. What you want and all you want is that sweet food that they give you. And so you get up and you go and they genetically modify the food. They add their chemicals. They take out things. They multiply. They make new things. They make plants now without seeds. Yeah? They make plants without seeds that make you so happy. Oh, I don't have to contend with seeds again. And these plants are making you sick and you do not know. Because what they give you is convenience. And us getting the convenience, we ignore the bad sides of it. Okay? And yeah. So this is how they fool us with the food. And so they get us to eat polluted foods. But they don't stop there. Because we're talking about foods sacrificed unto idols. So all the gods of the nations are idols. That means the nations, the Arabs that gave us Islam, that their gods are idols. And no wonder when they go to Mecca to pray, they pray around a Kaaba stone, a big cube in which is a stone, and that is what they pray around. All the gods of the nations are idols. Christianity gave you the idol Jesus Christ. Yeah? And they gave you the cross to worship. And God at the head of it. And say Jesus is God. There's a trick to make you change the invisible Allah into visible man. And so you are deceived into worshiping these idols. Now, when we buy things, for example, the Muslims have a thing that they call halal. The so-called Jews in Israel have a thing they call kosher. That is when they stamp their authority and pray over the foods. I think the Jews say they don't pray over it or something, but still foods sacrificed unto idols. Because all of them will tell you that they all worship the same God. Yahuwah is not God. Yahuwah is not the same as Allah. He's not the same as God. He's not the same as Yahweh. Yahuwah is Achad. He is one. So, when you eat halal food, it is prayed over, and that is food sacrificed unto idols. Because all the gods of the nations are idols. Yes? They might make him appear to be invisible, just like how Christianity appears to want to make God invisible. But in the end, it is still an idol. So, they pray over the food, and then the foods are spiritually touched. And I tell you, and I said it on Sabbath, I think I said it, that I personally got the touch of it because I was ill for a long time. And it was when I gave up al-halal, my health just skyrocketed. All of a sudden, my health, it was like I was freed. And I realized how powerful these spiritual forces are. And it's not only powerful in causing you ill health. It is powerful in that Hamashiach spoke against Pergamos and against Thyatira for food sacrificed unto idol. When we eat the food sacrificed unto idol, we are in trouble with the Most High and we don't know it. Okay? And we do not know it. So we have to make sure in this end times, we have to ensure that our temple is clean. Because it says in 2 Corinthians 6, I'll be sure to get this Bible on now. 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?
All right, so people use this unequally yoked. They use this to speak about marriage. Well, it's way, way more than that. From a compound of G2087 and G2218 to yoke up differently. That is figuratively to associate discordantly, unequally yoked together with. So if you associate with different people, yoke up differently with different people. So if, for example, we say we are worshiping and honoring Yahuwah, and we are tied up and tied in with Muslims and the worship with Muslims and all of that. This is what it's talking about. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? This has to do with even Christianity. Verse 15.
And what concord hath Hamashiach with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of Yahuwah with idols?
What agreement does our body have to do with idols? What agreement do we have now to be eating kosher foods, to be eating halal foods, foods that are dedicated to idols? Yes? We don't have any right to be doing that. Continue.
For ye are the temple of the living Elohim. As Yahuwah hath said, I will dwell in them, and walk in them, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people.
And what is the condition for being his people?
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith Yahuwah, and
Touch not the unclean thing.
and I will receive you. And I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yahuwah Almighty.
Touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. This is what we need to know, people. He will not receive us if we are touching the unclean thing. So the question, are you eating foods sacrificed unto idols? You need to really, really take a serious look into the food that you are eating. Almost all food that you are eating today is polluted as long as it comes through the supermarket. As long as you do not grow it yourself, there is a 99 out of 100% chance that it is polluted. And we can tell you that as people go to the supermarket, studying the labels, studying chemicals, studying this, studying that, and realizing that almost everything we eat is polluted. But the Most High said, touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. We have to go back to the old path, which is the good way, people. We have to take ourselves away from the grips of the Gentiles, from the grips of the wicked. Because if you go back to Maccabees, when we're speaking about Antiochus, the different things that he did to pollute our people, nothing has changed. The book of Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun. It has already been of old times. That is what we are living again. So you have to consider the food. Our main emphasis on food today is whether or not we eat pork. That's the believer today. Oh, you eat pork. Let me tell you something. A lot of the beef is polluted, a lot of the goat polluted, a lot of the lamb, the so-called clean meat, even the clean meat they have polluted. And not only meat, almost the sodas, the drinks that they sell, everything is polluted. Everything is polluted. And if you're serious about your salvation, you have to come out of her. You have to make effort, special effort, to ensure that you are not snared. Because he said, touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. All right? A lot of the flour that we eat unclean, a lot of the rice unclean, the cornmeal unclean, a lot of them genetically modified. If they're not genetically modified, they have all sorts of harmful pollutants inside of it. Remember, the Most High said, your body is the temple of Alua. If any man defile the temple, him will Alua do what? Destroy. For the temple is Kadosh, or holy. Which temple? You are. So our charge is to ensure we protect our temple. We protect our temple by protecting whatever is put on it, whether it be clothing, whether it be chemicals, lotions, whatever. We protect it by watching what goes on it. We also protect it by what we take out of it, whatever we take off our bodies, and we also protect it by what we ingest, what we eat or drink inside our bodies. All right? Believers, we have to pay more attention than we're doing to the food that we are putting in our temples. We do not want anyone to be destroyed by Yahuwah. All right? Likewise, we're speaking to ourselves. We have to be very careful what we eat, that we be not also destroyed. All right? So that's what I have. Do you have anything? Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think anything.
Anything? Okay. All right, so that's it. Thank you for the faithful persons who are there. Shalom to Janelle, McNair, Yahuwah Mai Alua, Mikael, Dwinda, David Badajlo. Shalom, shalom. David, I was just going through my spam, and I found so many emails that went to spam. And I think I saw a couple from you. So I just took them out of spam, and I'll have to go and read them. So if you have been emailing me and not hearing from me, it is because of that spam thing. And I just decided, let me go through spam. And I saw so many emails from people who were trying to get in touch with me. All right? All right, so thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Where is this? Ian Yolo. Ian Yolo. Shalom, shalom.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, brother? Shalom.
Yes, you can hear this? Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Really appreciate your moment on the Righteousness Radio. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you. Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you. See you next time. Shalom.
All right, shalom. All right, so that's it. Shalom to you all on YouTube and on Jah Radio. Until next time, we'll see you, Yahuwah willing. Only hope you got something out of this. Shalom.